Most men think their identity is their history, who they were, what they did, the stories they tell, the mistakes they made, the roles they've always played. But that's not identity, that's just memory. Your identity isn't your history, it's your next decision. And midlife has a brutal way of proving that. Because if you cling too tightly to who you were, you lose your chance to become who you could be. Now let me tell you a story I've carried with me for years. A story about two brothers and the cost of never updating your identity. These two brothers absolutely hated each other. Not a bit of tension, not a bit of sibling rivalry. I'm talking deep, poisonous, decade-long hatred. They couldn't go for a drink together. They couldn't be at the same family event. They'd start arguing in the car park before anyone even poured a pint. Then one of them died. And at the funeral, someone turned to the surviving brother and said, "Why are you here? You two hated each other." And he said, "Well, I'm not the kind of person that speaks ill of the dead." Those words hit me like a sledgehammer because right there, in that moment, he changed his identity. Not his history, not his relationship, not the past, not the damage. He just changed who he believed he was. And here's the tragedy. He could have changed that while his brother was alive. He could have decided, I'm the kind of man who believes blood is thicker than water. I'm the kind of man who forgives. I'm the kind of man who lets mistakes go by. And I'm the kind of man who keeps the door open. I'm the kind of man who tries. But he didn't, because he believed too deeply in an identity he never questioned. I'm the bloke who hates him. That's just how it is for me. Most men are doing the same thing, just in quieter ways. We say, I'm the stubborn one, I'm the angry one, I'm the quiet one, I'm the one who holds grudges, I'm the one who doesn't apologise, I'm the one who doesn't change. But these aren't truths, they're habits of belief, stories we cling to because we've carried them for so long. We mistake them for our personality. And one day, when you're standing at your own final moment, you'll look back and realise you had the power to change all of it, but you didn't. Not because you couldn't, but because you never questioned the story. You've probably heard the story about Michelangelo sculpting David. Someone asked him, how did you create something so perfect? And he said, I saw the angel in the marble and carved away anything that wasn't him. Identity works in exactly the same way. The man you want to be is already in there. He's not in your past. He's not in your medals. He's not in your stories. He's not in the bloke you were 20 years ago. He's under all the layers you've built. Pride, stubbornness, old opinions, old beliefs, old habits, old wounds, old versions of yourself, guilt, shame, fear. That's just who I am. Identity isn't built by adding more, it's built by subtracting what no longer belongs. Carve away the anger, carve away the stubbornness, carve away the story that makes you small, carve away the version of you that served a chapter that's already ended. You're not trying to become someone new, you're trying to release the bloke you already know is in there. And here's the truth. Men don't get stuck because the past was perfect. They get stuck because the past was familiar. There's a huge difference. The past makes sense. The past is safe. The past is certain. And when midlife hits, when life gets heavier, men cling to the past like driftwood. The past becomes an excuse, a shield, a comfort, a prison. But identity isn't meant to be a museum. It's meant to be a workshop. History explains you. It doesn't define you. Your memories shaped you, but they don't get to control you. Your mistakes happened, but they don't get to follow you. Your story matters, but it isn't finished. There's that old line, the past is history, the future is a mystery. And you're right, it's cheesy as hell, but hidden in there is a truth every man needs to hear. Identity only exists in one place, right now. In the decisions you make today. Not the bloke you were, not the bloke you plan to be. It's the bloke you choose to be. In this moment, with this breath, in this chapter, And that's great news, because it means one thing: you're allowed to change. You're allowed to start again. You're allowed to evolve, not because the past wasn't real, but because the future is waiting for you to show up. One day, this isn't morbid, it's just honest, you'll get to the end of your life. In that moment, you'll look back and you'll judge yourself. Not on your bank balance, not on your achievements, not on your reputation, and not who you were when you was 25. You'll judge yourself on who you became, who you forgave, who you allowed yourself to be, what you carried, what you set down, how you treated people, how you treated yourself, the identity you lived by, and whether you grew or stayed stuck. And by the time you reach that moment, it's too late. That's why identity matters. Not for ego, not for achievement, but for peace. You don't want to arrive at the end of your life realising you stayed loyal to versions of yourself that didn't deserve that much loyalty. So here's my message to you. Your identity isn't who you were, it's who you decide to be today. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when you've got your shit together and everything's perfect. Today is the moment. Choose the identity you'll be proud to look back on. Choose the identity that pulls your life forward rather than drags it back. And choose the identity that makes you someone your kids, your mates, and your future self can be proud of. Now, if this hits home, grab the field notes in the link down below. One short reminder each week to help you fight the drift, stay sharp, and keep your emotional engine plugged back in. Oh, and you'll also get details of my upcoming challenges and events. And as always, don't be a